Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hello, Bill. Hello, sir. Well, welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry I missed you all last week, but I heard you were in great hands with Lori and Ken and Debbie and... Where's Jim? Okay. And Eric, you were here last week? Very good. Great to see everybody. I thought I had a great statistic. I actually want to tell you something. I put a $5 bill in one of these cups because I felt like the energy in this statistical entrepreneurial game show that we've started is starting to wane. And so I thought I'd up the ante a little bit. So one of these has a $5 bill in it. You know.
So I'll take the $5 bill out and then give the cup.
We have another whole case of these cups, so you better get enthusiastic about them until we get our other swag from Kaufman. Okay, so I was talking to Lori, and I picked up a statistic at the SBIR Awards ceremony last week, and when I told Lori, she said, that's not right, so we're not going to give that one.
I said I'm not sure, but it sounds a little high.
So I was going to ask you, what percentage of net new jobs are the result of businesses that are 5 years and younger over the last 16 years? So that might be the reason. It's the last 16 years. Yeah. Who said what? We have 90 on the table. Anybody else? 96 on the table. 85%. This is a statistic I was told last week at the awards banquet, or the awards ceremony. 100% of all net new jobs in the last 16 years is a result of businesses that are 5 years or younger. So entrepreneurism, small businesses are creating the new jobs in this country. So you want to tell us if you got the $5 bill?
If you want me to, I sure will.
I'm not going to throw it because chances are I'd knock you out. Then there'd be a messy lawsuit. All right, so don't tell anybody yet. Ken, don't tell anybody yet. What's in the... Because there may be another $5 bill in here. All right, so this one I actually have a sheet for, so it is absolutely true. And this actually came from an article about Purdue University opening up a family business center, so helping family businesses. It's a great article. I'll pass it along. So, of all the Fortune 500 companies that exist, that's 500 companies, the Fortune 500 companies, what percent started as family, or are still family controlled, rather? What percent of Fortune 500 companies are still family controlled? 30%? Are you reading my social media posts? All right, 30%. Anybody else? 5%. 10%. 35%. 50. We have a winner right here. 35%, right on the nose. About 77% of all U.S. businesses started out as family-owned organizations. 35% of Fortune 500 firms are still family-controlled. So you got a $5 bill then, huh? Okay. All right, so today we have two excellent presenters. I want to tell you a little bit about Jerry, and then after he's done and we have our Q&A, I'll introduce you to John, our next speaker. Jerome Fleming, we had a call just shortly before the holidays. Set up a meeting with Jerry. They said he had an invention. We started talking about it. It's actually the Herbal Soak, Swirl, and Soothe. And since I was desperate to find a gift for my father, I went ahead and bought one from him. And my father has done it 2-3 times at max. And my father has like psoriasis on the back of his hands, although I bought it for him for more arthritic conditions. The eczema and the psoriasis has completely disappeared from his hands in just 2 and 3 treatments. So I'm a solid backer of this project. It's a great, great product. But I want to introduce you to Jerry Fleming now. Jerry? Oops. All right.
My name is Jerome Fleming. I've been a millwright machinist, inventor my whole life. I came across Herbal, Swirl, and Soothe because of my own hand problems. I'd soak it in Epsom salts. And after years of that, looking at the bowl, saying there has to be a better way, I created the Herbal Swirl, and Soothe. I come across these herbal formulas that they're actually been used for 5,000 years. Iron palm training, they're required to soak their hands in these herbs twice a day when in training. It reduces the swelling, increases the circulation, and relieves the pain. I married that with Western medicine, Epsom salts, and the results have been amazing. I made a supercharged delivery system. You put your hand in there and the water will circulate around your hand 1,400 times in 20 minutes, compared to letting it sit in a ball and hoping that everything jumps up to it. As I moved along, we came up, like I said, with the herbs. We're a soft partnership with them. 1,400 times in 20 minutes. Recommended treatments, 20 to 30 minutes. As Mont was saying, he's not the only one. There's testimonials on Amazon, on Google, on the website. The results have been amazing. I hear everything from I don't believe it, what's in there that, how is this happening? We probably have a good positive 85% positive response rate from this product. We've been shipping them to California, Maine, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida. There couldn't be anything better than after working your whole life to be able to use your hands when you retire, whether you want to play golf, knit, sew, carve wood, play with your grandchildren. I don't know if anyone's had that problem, but your hands start locking up and you can't do nothing. It's not a good feeling. I've had people that were taking off their anti-inflammatories because it was shutting their kidneys down. They didn't know where to turn. Now they're happy as a lark. They can move their hands again. They don't have to worry about going to get blood tests. The marketability is about 230 million in the United States alone. It's been a great product so far, and it continue to keep marketing it and getting it out to the people, the masses that can use it. There's a sheet in front of you that compares it to the cost of doctors, surgery, hand spas, hand massage. We blow them all away. After you get the initial unit, the next 32 treatments are like $27, so it's less than 50 cents a hand. So after the first year, you could treat your hand once a week for under $60. I don't know any doctors or any spas or massage parlors that even come close to that price. So saying with the marketability, it just goes on and on and on. It's everything from acrobats to Zumba and everything in between. Repetitive motion. I have people that have rid of their carpal tunnel. I have people with osteoarthritis that couldn't sleep at night because their hands would wake up in pain. I just keep getting more and more positive response from people about how great this product is. People get to be able to sleep at night, and it lasts them up to 7 days. I've had some people last them 4 weeks. I have some people that say their carpal tunnel's gone after the 3rd treatment, and it's been gone for the last 2 months, 3 months. It's just an amazing product. It also can be used with other products, but these are the 2 best ones that I've ever found that work the best with this machine. Other people have used different formulas, herbal formulas, but there's not too many out there, which they could use in this machine. It also has baskets on the side for ice therapy. They're available for sale, and if anyone after this presentation wants to try it out, you're more than welcome. Even if you have your hand in there for 10 minutes, you will feel the difference. And now I'd like to turn it over to my marketing guy, Steve.
I didn't know I was going to
looks like Jerry's handing it over. Do I need the mic? Do I need the mic? I'll make it quick. Make sure you broke it. I'll hold it. Look at you.
No, I really broke it.
He's a millwright.
Yeah.
He works with his hands. All right. Well, as Jerry already said, in the comparison that he's done here and looking at the marketplace of doctors and everybody else, and which button do I hit? The arrows here? One of these? We'll move past this. You guys have this on your desk. Really makes a big difference when you start talking about what you're going to spend and what you're going to get for what you spend. Conveniences of being at home instead of having to get in a car and go to the doctor's office makes a big difference. Currently, so our marketing efforts for 2017, as everybody knows, marketing costs money. So what we're doing now is we're looking at a little bit more of a grassroots effort of bringing it more of a direct market. So bringing it to the masses. We've already talked about doing trade shows. Of course, trade shows cost money, so it's going to be a little bit more limited right now, but we're definitely looking outside the box. So we're looking at the sports industry, just kids alone. Hand injuries. My son is a hockey player. He's broken both hands, both wrists, okay? My wife's mother, so my mother-in-law, has horrible arthritis in her hands, horrible. My wife and my mother-in-law are probably the two biggest skeptics you could ever find. So I took one over to her and I handed it to her and I said, Ma, just try it. Just try it. We got her hands in there, unbelievable. When Jerry turned and looked at me, that was my wife who had it, and she suffers from carpal tunnel. 2 treatments, now she's only using it once a month. So it does make a difference. Is there competition? Yes, there is. But does the competition, can they say it's a spa? No. No. You have one that's basically hot wax. Okay, sure. Hot wax, is it going to last? No. The other one is this one here that's from Sharper Image. It's just air bladders. They just blow up and down, up and down. It massages, but it doesn't have any healing aspect to it like this unit does. And the last part, as Jerry said, once we're all finished, if anybody wants to try it, we'll have them in the back. And as we say, as we got down on the bottom, once you try it, you can't deny it. It's really the true deal. So I look forward to talking to anybody who has any questions and answers. We can do that later. And that's what we got for you guys.
We can do a Q&A right now.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
So you mentioned that Jerry's a millwright. Can you talk a little bit about your experience, like in mills for a long time?
Well, I'm a union millwright. We go all over. I rebuild turbines and power plants. We build steel mills. I was a construction consultant at BP when they did the expansion. My forte is high-speed rotating equipment.
Yeah, and this was a result of your just working there and needing some relief from your hands.
Yes, after 40 years of working with my hands, it got to where your hands lock up, and if you're working on a turbine or a $1 million pump, and you drop a wrench in there, it's going to cost you $5,000 a day for somebody to come out and retrieve it. So they don't look too kindly upon that.
Right, and so you have these beautiful units. Can you tell everybody how that came about? You sunk your life savings into having these made over in China, is that right?
Yes, I researched it for about 8 months. I couldn't find nothing on the market, so I made something. And I had it engineered for production. I started thinking about it in 2013, and by the end of beginning of 2016, I had a unit made, delivered, and on the market, which in about a year and a half was pretty amazing. A lot of people are telling me it's going to take me 3 to 5 years to even get one made to the market.
As Mont said, it's helping his dad with psoriasis. Is that, I know it's not in any of your marketing materials, but is that something that it is known to do?
Yes, psoriasis and eczema. It was not in my marketing material as of now because we were concentrating on repetitive motion. Being a tradesman, I know what carpenters, electricians, ironworkers, I know what it does to their hands after 20, 30 years. And they get done, they retire, they can't play golf, they can't do nothing. They just sit there with their hands. But then as we went along, they come to find out that people with eczema, psoriasis, any other skin conditions, it really, really helps them. As Mont said, not only clears that up, but also gets rid of your pain and swelling.
What are your plans or thoughts for distribution and selling them? Is it going to be predominantly online, or can you find these in the stores? What are your thoughts?
Right now, we're predominantly online through word of mouth. I've probably sold the first 100 and some through word of mouth. Have sold maybe about 30, 40 around the country to California, Massachusetts, Delaware, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida. And the more they go out there, the more people reorder. Had a guy in California, Raul, he is a tennis player and his wife's a writer. He bought it for her, he took the top off, stuck his elbow in it. He loves it.
Can I add to that just real quick? In talking about that, one other thing that we're developing right now is we're putting together plans for a lease option program. So we're looking more at the professional market. So you put a unit in a professional environment, let's just use nail salon, for instance. Then by them purchasing this on a lease option, they're able to sell the treatment instead of the unit. So we're looking at that aspect.
And how much is the unit again?
The unit's $199 and it comes with the first aid treatments. And then after that, it's like $27 for 32 treatments. So you can treat your hands the first year for around $250 once a week for a year. Then the next year, it drops down to $50, $60 for treatments once a week for a year, which you're not going to find anything that'll beat that.
So for the business model, it is not, I mean, is the money to be made on the back end selling the razor blades, or is the money to be made in selling the razor?
We didn't want to be this on either. Definitely the razor, or the razor blade, without a doubt. Because once that unit is in your hands, it's yours. But we're definitely promoting the fact that the materials that are going in, this is the best that we found. So that's the other aspect.
You mentioned something in reference to arthritis.
Yes.
With that in mind, I've had arthritis all my life. Is there a possibility, rather than the hand situation, of somehow developing this so it could can service your whole body in a say a bathtub? I have a whirlpool, things of that sort.
Yes, actually, these herbs were made to pour in a bathtub. That's why I only need a small amount to get so many hand treatments and wrist treatments. It's that potent. You pour half a bottle in a bathtub and soak in it. And I've had people with broken backs use it and love it. It makes them more mobile. It gets rid of the stiffness for them, the pain. Rheumatoid arthritis is a really tough one. If you catch it in the earlier stages, it definitely help you. People with osteoarthritis, after the first treatment, can't believe the movement they get out of their hands after the first treatment and the pain relief.
So I have a marketing question, Maya. Have you thought about segmenting your market, especially according to age or geographics?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Have you thought about segmenting your market and targeting maybe some of the warmer states where some of the elderly population is settling, such as Florida, Arizona, California? What is your strategy for?
What we're looking at right now is we've got a few groups that are independent marketers that are looking at the product to carry it into the marketplace, and they specifically are in the medical industry, medical devices. We have one, especially right now, out of Aurora, who's working along with us. Same as John Calabau. But in any case, what he's done in the past is he's taken product to companies such as Briggs or Health Smart. They're actually a health device company, large companies. So they're the ones that are going to be helping us to get that distribution out there. That's what I had mentioned when we were talking about the lease option program. That's what we're looking at doing, like ATIs and places like that.
Questions. Did you say you had adopted this to a bathtub size?
No, we have the herbs are actually made to soak in a bathtub.
Okay.
And then through my research over the years, the ones I came across is I was going to liquefy these herbs. This company already did, so I'm in a soft partnership with them. They supply the herbs, I supply the delivery system.
Okay.
So that's why when you use it for your hands and wrist, you only need 2 capfuls, because half a bottle of that in your bathtub is like 40 gallons of water. So I only need like an ounce or 2 in my hand machine.
Second question. I don't know the diameter of that device, but if you can make that big enough to set a foot in, you double your market. And I can tell you, people have as many problems, more problems with their feet, and you're going to pick up all kinds of markets with that.
I actually have people that take the top off, take the centerpiece off if their foot's small enough, and do that. Right now we're concentrating getting this model out first.
Early on in your presentation, you mentioned 2.3 million, I think, as a
230 million potential marketability in the United States alone.
so half of the U.S. population, you're thinking?
Yeah, what it actually comes down to, anytime during your life, you may need one of these. Whether you're a 3-year-old that got your hand slammed in a car door, or playing 7-year-old playing softball and somebody slides into your hand. 2014, 10 million people went to the emergency room alone with just hand trauma. No cuts, no broken bones, just trauma.
What would you say is your foremost wow factor that sets you apart from your competition? Like the #1 thing that makes you different?
Right now, the only competition we see is the one Steve showed earlier, hot wax. I hear nothing but bad things about it. Some people like it, but it doesn't last. The heat soothes your hand for the first hour or so, not to mention it's messy and smelly, and then after that, within 4 to 6 hours, your pain's back. This here has been proven to last anywhere from a week to 4 weeks after one treatment. The other one, like he said, just the massage. You know, it's not penetrating. These herbs will penetrate in and relieve your tension. You work on your tendons, your muscles, your circulation, and that's what we got against the competitors.
So Jerry, we talked a little bit about like presentation style and how, you know, you should be talking to potential investors on how you're going to make them money. With that in mind, if I was, how much are you seeking? What's your, you know, what's your offer, and how, you know, what's your timeline and things?
Right now, we would sit down with any potential investors and talk some terms. We would be seeking around $200,000 at this present time for marketing and ordering more product. We really truly believe once this gets rolling, it's going to be a little tough to keep up with the production on it in the beginning.
So if I was to write you a $200,000 check, or I know Jim's got that kind of money, would you allow a new investor to participate in business decisions?
Yes, we're always open to avenues and suggestions. If they're going to invest, it's going to be part of their money too, and how they want us to go about it. We would be more than welcome to sit down and discuss their marketing plans with our marketing plans and do what we have to do.
How's the response been with like different union halls or different tradesmen? Because the physical therapy market seems like one avenue, but just from your own experiences.
Right now we have it in quite a few millwrights and electricians' hands and carpenters have bought it. I promote it a lot at work, obviously. Scaffold builders love it. Older gentlemen have been in the trades for 20, 30 years really love it. The younger guys are sort of like, my hands never bother me. And then 3 years later, you know, it starts dawning on them. They're not going to be young the rest of their life. I actually have it in Poe Brothers, who sells work boots and work clothing to the tradesmen in Couts, Indiana. He's already sold a couple of them, the tradesmen that come in. I have it in the Wholesome Cupboard in Valparaiso. And we're working on getting into Poe Brothers in Portage. And and we're looking at expanding them. Talk to Perry Brothers and whoever sells work clothes and gloves to the trades. It would be an ideal place to have these in place.
All right. Let's talk about basics. The sales for just now, you've had
No, right now around 100, 120.
and you attribute that for any reasons that you haven't been able to sell such a good idea?
I had one lady, elderly lady in Texas, return it because she was 76 years old and the unit was too big for her. She lived by herself. She said it was too heavy for her.
Well, basically what I'm driving at is your marketing plan, part of which would be the branding. So what is the name? Herbal? Are you selling the...
It's Herbal, Soak, Swirl, and Soothe. We're selling the whole unit, the whole package.
The confusion I'm having is that you have not established a unique brand on this. Herbal is a generic word, and we understand that right away you're selling the herbs, right? You have a bigger picture here than what you're presenting. Yeah, just wanted the first one. Right. Thank you. So, from our perspective, being branders and specialists in that area, you need to come up with a unique name people can relate to. Herbal is so generic word, just like people today use marketing. It's a very generic term. But what's so unique about this product that you have, you got to brand that, meaning I, as a buyer, need to lock into the concept of buying it without any one of you selling it to me. But just having it herbal is just you're letting us short on that concept of a great concept you have, but there's no brand there to back it up.
Well, that's
So you have
taking into consideration. We were tossing other names around like the Herbal Turbo Spa.
Herbal Turbo Spa was where we were headed.
Interesting. It's a
With-
good place to go. I mean,
Right, and the point behind that was is exactly what you were hitting on. Is a name that's going to separate you from the rest of the crowd.
absolutely.
Where I entered the game, okay, as I'm an
Steve.
independent marketing company working along with Jerry.
Okay.
So where I entered the game, this product was already here. It was already named, it was already boxed, everything is already done. So our mission at that point was, let's help Jerry get a little foothold. Let's move some product. Let's figure out what that marketplace is going to ask for. Then we build from there. So right now, the reason for the stymie of what's going on is because product is already here. So the big picture part of all the thinking, as I've been sharing, talking about, lease options and things like that, we're looking at phase 2. But right now, funding-wise, as everybody knows, marketing takes dollars. So at this point, with the investment that was made in development of the product, it kind of it kind of closes that window a little bit too fast. So that's what we're moving towards. So I really see it as being named that, Herbal Turbo Spa. The simple reason is it's impactful. It's something that's going to hit fast.
I've got a few questions about the product itself. First of all, on your website here, what's the cost to ship this?
On the website, the shipping is included.
Oh, okay, it's a plus cost. Okay, so there's no cost to ship it.
No, it's $199 out the door.
Okay, about the product, is there heat in it?
You don't need heat. We've done many a test. We even had prototypes built that were insulated. The cost of the heater and everything was prohibitive. It only drops like 3 degrees in an hour.
So I'm guessing then all that is a circulation pump that's just circulating, right? Is it
Yes.
adjustable?
No,
So is the magic in the circulation or in the chemicals?
both. Compared to you're taking either a bath, you're taking a bath or you're taking a whirlpool. Which feels better?
Considered a working tub also.
Yes.
Yes, circulating.
Yeah, your hand's getting bombarded. It's 1,400 times in 20 minutes compared to just sitting in a bowl hoping that the stuff just jumps up to your hand. I mean, yes, it'll work in a bowl, but you're 1,400 times the effect of just having it in a bowl.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on the branding. I'm a trademark attorney, so this is kind of the first thing that popped in my mind as well, was the branding. And I have to say I'm really impressed seeing the product, but before I got here, there were some questions in my mind just based on the brand. So I just kind of want to emphasize that was in my mind kind of a question mark as to what exactly this thing is. And I know in my practice that a lot of people will spend a lot of time obviously on the product and the marketing, but the actual branding kind of takes a back seat. And as you go forward and when you take off, sometimes that sort of intangible brand and reputation ends up being more valuable than anything else. So I just wanted to emphasize that in my practice I see that as well. And I know you said you were throwing around some alternative names. I would encourage you to do that.
Well, we don't work on it. Let's keep in mind I'm a one-man person.
No,
I work full-time. Sometimes I work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I got an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old at home. And it's
So we're a group of entrepreneurial supporting individuals. So what can this community do to support you?
get the word out. There's a lot of people, elderly people, that could really use this. It's a lot cheaper than the medicine and doctors, and they don't have access to the internet or Facebook. They're not on it. We can get the word out to them, let them try it. It has helped a lot of people, and it will continue to help a lot of people.
Well, Jerry and Steve, I want to thank you all for coming in today. Really a great product. I really can't say more about it than that. I do want to emphasize that this is a supportive community. I mean, you've got questions, and maybe some tough questions from people, but like I said, this is not an easy thing to do. Just, start a business with an idea. So we're here to help you and, give you as much advice, because we've all walked, some of us have all walked this before. So I really want to thank you.
Before when we were talking, I was excited about being here today. And I had told Jerry, I said, this is not a one and done with you guys. I mean, I think this is a group that we need to be a part of regularly. So I'm hoping that we can be welcomed in every time, because I think you guys got everything going in the right direction.
Thank you very much. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you.